You may have heard about the Mario Box Burpee Challenge. It was viral on Instagram. It was originally posted by Natalia Aurora. Today I decided to give it a shot. And first off, let me tell you, it's not as easy as it looks. First, Natalia performs a triple jump. She starts off with a box jump onto a box. She then jumps a second time onto a set of plates, and then a third time jumping into the air, tucking her knees to her chest. When she lands back on those plates, she places her hands by her feet, kicks her feet back to the wall into a plank position, holds for just a second before returning her feet to the plate and jumping in the air again. She repeats this several times. So, as I performed the challenge myself, I struggled with several portions of it, and I'd like to kind of break down different aspects that we're looking at and what it means as an athlete. And obviously, Natalia is a very successful and skilled athlete. What you don't realize is that there's actually several factors that go into her ability to perform this. One of the ones that caused me the most issue was hip mobility and flexibility. And so while looking at this and thinking, well, I can do jumps and I can hold a plank and I can do burpees, I should be able to do some version of this challenge. Where I actually struggled was that point that you land back on the top of the plates, where she's be able to place her hands right in front of her feet. I lacked the flexibility in my hamstrings to be able to bend over like that, shift my weight to my hands, and be able to still kick my feet back to the wall. After that, the return from the wall back to the plates was even more challenging. Unfortunately, in between camera takes, I ended up missing one of the return jumps and raked my shins down the front of the box, resulting in some black and blue shins and a little bit of blood. Unfortunately, I didn't get it on camera, but I have a picture of the aftermath, and that ended my attempt at this challenge today. One of the key points as an athlete, and something that I see very clearly in this video, if you were to compare the pretty poor performance of my own video versus exactly what Natalia is doing, is muscle fiber type. There's three primary muscle fiber types. Type 1, which is your slow twitch muscle fiber. This is what's present mostly in an endurance athlete, runs primarily on your oxidative energy system and has a slower response, but long energy output. Type 2, intermediate twitch. This is really your anaerobic energy system. We're getting a little bit faster. This is running at a higher speed, but not quite as explosive as what we might see out of a sprinter or somebody with a very great vertical leap. And type X, our fastest muscle fiber. These are very explosive, and this generally, when we're looking at plyometrics, is what we're trying to develop.
To get a full training timeline based on research and testing for optimal gains, make sure to get our free 90-day jump training program. Click the link in the description and download your free ebook now to get started.
For most of my life, I've been an endurance athlete. I was a distance runner through school. I've continued to do endurance events now, and so I'm aware that my primary muscle fiber type is most likely type 1. And so as I start doing plyometrics, I'm really trying to improve that and make myself a more well-rounded athlete and develop more of those type 2 or type X muscle fibers. We can see just how fast Natalia is able to turn over her jumps in this performance. She's able to leap up, explosively jump again, jump a third time, get back down her feet, kick her feet out to the wall, jump off of the wall back to that position, and jump again. And so we're seeing a much more type 2 or type X muscle fiber type, where personally I do not have the same explosive power that she does, which is why I try to develop it, and I don't have the turnover that she does. So as an athlete, when you're watching this, if you're doing your own performance, and whether it's just trying to do a more simplified version of this challenge, and you're thinking, man, I'm not quite as fast or as explosive as what she is, that's where plyometrics over time would continue to develop and actually change the muscle fiber types in your body to make you better at performing at something like this. I'd like to say good job to Natalia for doing the original challenge and let everybody else out there know just how difficult it is to do that. If you decide to do this challenge on your own, I'd recommend warm up the best that you can. Make sure that you're feeling flexible and mobile. Take some practice reps at lower heights before you feel comfortable going into that higher jump. And I'd recommend having a spotter if you can get one around there, but you're still really putting your shins at risk. I hope that you got something out of this video, but I want to remind you, don't get distracted by too many of the challenges that are on social media. Make sure that whatever you're doing is working to get you to your goals. And every athlete is different, and every challenge requires different skills. If you want to continue to work on those, here at Jump for Strength, we would be happy to help. But make sure whatever you're doing, you keep putting in the best effort, and you get out there and try to be a little bit better every day.